Tonight, Washington Nationals baseball. 6:30 p.m. pregame. 7:05 first pitch. Tonight, Max Scherzer, 9-1 with a 1.92 earned run average and 120 strikeouts. He's going to take on some guy who's making like his second start of the year.
Who are they playing?
The Tampa Bay Rays.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Name one player on the Rays. I'm serious. I can't.
Oh, God, that one guy. There's at least the one guy. What's his name?
The one guy.
Yeah. It's bad. I mean, and think about how quickly that happened for Tampa Bay. About how, a few years ago, they were creme de la creme in the American League. Mm-hmm. Madden, superstars everywhere, and we knew it was short-lived. We knew. I mean, I think everybody watching was going, Tampa Bay, this is really nice, but we've seen this, and it's going to be short-lived. And
Kevin Kiermaier, the Vaseline guy.
That wasn't the one guy I was thinking of.
Chris Archer, the pitcher?
Chris Archer.
Is that really who you're thinking
No,
of? I mean,
that's a guy. That's a guy I've
you
heard
pointed
of.
at me like, oh yeah, that's the one.
It wasn't the guy I was thinking of. Oh man,
they've got Sergio Romo now, and have you seen this thing that they've been doing? So the Rays, baseball's always looking to try something different. These teams try to get a little creative. Like, for example, this year we've seen so many teams employ a 4-man outfield against Texas Rangers' Joey Gallo because all this dude does is swing for power, and if he doesn't, then he just flies out to right field time and time again. So they're like, okay, we're just going to stick 4 outfielders and try to get that pop-up. Otherwise, we're not worried about it. What the Rays have been doing this year, Sergio Romo, who people might remember was a longtime San Francisco Giant as a closer or a setup reliever, they have been pitching him for the first 2 innings. They have been basically using a closer to start the game because the idea was they wanted to basically have their closer go through the rotation a full time so they could basically get away from the top of the order.
Right.
So if a team comes up, you don't want your starting pitcher to have to start the game going up against the number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5 hitter. They've been employing Romo to basically get to the bottom of the order, so you're cutting the amount of times your starter has to see the top of a rotation from maybe 3 times a start, possibly 4 times a start, to only 2 times a start. And I think it's kind of interesting, and Tampa Bay seems like they're going to sort of stick with it, and I'll be curious to see if anybody else sort of plays copycat.
Yeah, by the way, I was trying to think of the particular Tampa Bay Ray that I was trying to think of, and come to find out, that guy's no longer on the team.
Who was
it? I don't even want to admit it.
Just say it.
It's so bad.
Just say it.
But I do know Wilson Ramos. He was a national for a while. But I don't know. I know he's not on here now. I know I'm seeing all the names, and we play shortstop. Famous Rays shortstop, maybe. Nothing rings a bell.
No.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Who is it?
The last time I may have seen a Tampa Bay Rays game is in, 2008, 2009, when the Phillies beat them in the World Series. I don't think I've watched a Tampa Bay Rays game since then.
I don't know that they've ever had like a famous shortstop.
Are you sure?
I don't know. You're the one that said you already thought of the guy.
Yeah.
Do you don't have the name?
Yeah, I don't. I'm Googling as we speak. I mean, it's live radio. What do you want me to do? I'm trying to delay until Google will help me out. Maybe it wasn't a shortstop. Maybe it was an outfielder. See, and again, every time I seem to think of somebody,
Evan Longoria?
No. That's it. Longoria.
That's not it.
It is.
That's
no,
not it.
no.
You're a
Longoria
liar.
is actually it. He was a shortstop though.
I don't know what he played, man. I think Longoria I think he was mostly in the outfield. Third baseman, some.
Okay, that's who I was thinking of, and the reason why is because I kept thinking Eva Longoria, but that's not his name. Isn't there an actress or something?
Yeah, there's an Eva Longoria.
That's right. The one that was married to Tony Parker.
Yes.
That's right. Desperate Housewives lady. I'm telling you, I've not seen a Tampa Bay Rays game since 2008. 10 years.
Nobody has. They might not have been playing any games all this time.
Are there other teams that could have legitimately they have faked
have
their
played.
entire existence and not known? And I mean, besides every NHL team for you, like
Right.
They
The
could've-
White Sox. I mean, since
my
Chris
God,
Sale
yeah.
left, I don't think the White Sox have actually played in a baseball game. At
That
least
is
the
funny.
world hasn't heard of it.
wow.
I mean, the Kansas City Royals really have been like that since
Since
those
the
World Series
14,
runs.
15, whenever it was when they
Yeah.
won the.
Colorado Rockies, I think you can throw up there. The Oakland A's.
Yeah, I feel like I
Oh, the
haven't-
Minnesota Twins. Have the Twins even played a single game? I know Joe Mauer had that one like MVP season,
It seems like I've seen a game in that new stadium. And
but that's
they
the
were a
only
playoff team.
reason. That's the only reason though, is
And-
because they were in the new stadium and they
Yeah.
wanted to show that off.
I want to say that they might have made the playoffs a few years ago, and yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I hadn't seen a Houston Astros game for a long time until last year.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, that's the absolute truth. Absolute truth. A team that I haven't seen in a while, and I wonder if they're going to start to disappear, is the Pittsburgh Pirates. I've seen a bunch of games, maybe a few years ago.
yeah, I mean when they had the Andrew McCutchen was a big
Yeah.
draw. Somehow they've gotten better without Andrew McCutchen. They really have. The Reds.
To go outside of baseball, the Sacramento Kings.
Sacramento Kings.
I have
not
never
actually played a
seen.
game.
The last time I saw the Sacramento Kings played, Mike Bibby and Chris Webber were wreaking havoc. Are the Phoenix Suns really a team? They haven't been good since Steve Nash.
Man,
that I can remember.
You're right.
When's the last time you watched a Phoenix Suns basketball game?
I don't think I watched I don't think I saw the Suns on ESPN one time this season. I don't think they ever.
I saw
actually
them
got up
maybe.
there.
I saw that they were going to be on TNT or ESPN, but I was like, oh, I don't want any part of that.
I want to use the Brooklyn Nets, but I feel like the Brooklyn Nets are so laughably bad that I see and hear about.
But
the
I
Brooklyn
do
Nets all
remember
the
them
time.
when they had Garnett and Pierce, like the year
Darren
right
Williams,
after.
Yeah,
Yeah, the year right after they got the trade from Boston. But
man.
I haven't seen them in a while either.
So who is the most forgettable sports franchise across all sports? I mean, if I have to go a leader in the clubhouse, I'm going to go with your Sacramento Kings. If
Yeah,
you want to
'cause
talk about
again-
like the longest period of just
Yes, and that shows you the power of football because the Cleveland Browns would be the Sacramento Kings.
oh right, but we love watching the
But
Cleveland
we
Browns.
would watch the NFL. As I said, I mean, we signed up for a Bills Titans playoff game last year.
right.
Bills Titans
Arizona Diamondbacks,
or Bills Jaguars. I'm sorry.
Bills Jaguars.
Yes,
Great. That was
not
Color
Bills
Rush.
Titans. It was Titans Patriots. That was the other divisional game. You can't name an NFL team that's irrelevant,
No,
right?
no. Every single NFL team is relevant.
Yes.
As I would almost.
Is there another NBA fan? I mean, I'm going to tell you who can quickly get in that because I like the Memphis Grizzlies with Mike Conley, but this current group of, the couple of years ago with Fizdale and that was a team but this could quickly become a team that I don't because you know what? A team I never saw play, the Vancouver Grizzlies.
I was actually a big Vancouver Grizzlies fan, but that's because Shane Battier went there like immediately out of Duke, and they were still in Vancouver, and I was in love with Battier at
Nice.
Duke. So
I don't think I ever watched a single game while they were in Vancouver. Absolutely not a single game. I'm trying to think if there's any
I mean,
other...
like half the NHL, right? Half of the NHL.
Yeah, I mean, there's a large portion of that, without question. I mean, right now, if we didn't live in Carolina, would you watch Carolina Hurricanes game?
No.
I mean, you
Absolutely
haven't
not.
watched
I
it,
haven't
period.
watched one.
But I'm
Right,
like,
right.
You know. Yeah, I think you can include a lot of NHL teams in that. I'm trying to think if there's any other sports team, sports franchise that just, wow, I had really forgot. Which is funny because it started from the Rays, and I'm telling you, I haven't seen a Rays game in so long. Not since Madden was there,
right.
Longoria, and every
we
name
touched
every name I kept thinking of was former Marlins. So I think in my brain, I must there's like a filing cabinet that doesn't have enough room for a Marlins and a Rays. So I've combined in my mental Rolodex the Marlins and Rays together. So that's why every time I go, I'm like, oh, Hanley Ramirez. No, that was the Marlins. Dang it. So
It's the Marlins, yeah. Gosh.
But
I mean, man, I want to say like probably 4 or 5 baseball teams. I want to say half of the NHL, and then I think I want to say the whole entire MLS. The MLS, the teams I can name you are the Seattle Sounders, because they're fairly new.
right.
DC United.
Okay.
I've heard of the Chicago Fire, the New York Revolution.
No, that's the New England Red
New
Bulls.
England, okay. Well,
New York Red Bulls.
that's where, okay, Red Bulls, I have heard of them. I'm going to cap it right there. I've got nothing else for you.
So you don't know a whole lot about the Portland Timbers?
No. I don't know a whole lot about the
LA
Portland
Galaxy?
Timbers. I have heard of the LA Galaxy, but that's really just David Beckham. Like, I've heard of David Beckham.
Right.
And I know he was the LA
David
Galaxy.
Yes. It was a good team. We had Landon Donovan on that team, too.
I mean, it was a good team, but, you know, that's like winning the high school state championship in football. It's like, yeah, you're a good football team, but, you know, if you actually play against the people who are good at this game in the NFL,
Yes.
it's a similar thing. It's the NHL. The MLS to the English Premier League is high school football to professional football.
I said it was like the Craftsman Truck Series. To like if you want to use a motorsports reference, like it's you know, yes, but hey, they got Wayne Rooney. MLS.
I heard that Messi might be coming to the NHL.
Yeah, I've heard that
to
too.
the MLS.
Heard Ronaldo's coming to the Miami franchise.
So that's just the thing now. Like and I think that's a good market to be in. But you know, it's the senior tour in golf.
Well, I mean, I think the reason why guys want to do it is because exactly what you were talking about. And when you play in South America or in Europe, and you're one of these soccer stars, you are you can't go anywhere. You can't go in public. People are like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. But they can come here. Like David V has been living in New York, playing for New York City FC. Nobody knows who he is, and they love it. Because they've spent half their playing career not being able to go to the grocery store, not being able to walk with their wife, girlfriend, whatever, in a park because of fans. But they can come to America and live relatively obscure lives. And that's very attractive to someone who just wants some peace of mind. That's why you see all these guys coming here. So, and the money's good because we'll pay a washed up star a lot of money to come play in this Craftsman Truck Series.
The Denver Nuggets.
I love that team with Melo and.
But they didn't win it. They were bad.
Well, no, they were bad. Sam Ben, they were bad. They made the playoffs.
Yeah, everybody makes the playoffs in the NBA. Over 50% of the league makes the playoffs.
Yeah, but like I said, that was at least an entertaining team to watch.
As a whole, though, what have the Denver Nuggets ever accomplished?
I only remember they, for a while, were the only team to be an 8 seed to beat a 1 seed. I don't know if that's been duplicated since in the NBA.
So they're USMC from this year's tournament.
Something like that.
Flash in the pan, moment in the sun.
Did you say USMC, like the Marine Corps?
No, US. What did I say?
I thought you said USMC, but
I might have said USMC.
UMBC. I know what you were talking about.
Whatever. Same thing.
They're not known for anything, though.
No.
I think it's funny when Orlando is playing in Denver and you get to say Magic Nuggets. Don't forget tonight, Magic Nuggets.
I'm looking at this is some random like blog website, and this guy did most 5 forgettable sports franchises from each different sport. It's pretty much the same list that we've come up with here, but the NHL, the 3 contributors for the NHL one, all 3 of them said Carolina Hurricanes, most forgettable NHL franchise.
A team that's won the cup.
Yeah.
Wow. Most forgettable. There you go, Carolina fans. And let's face it, again, would you go watch this team? They haven't been to the playoffs since 2009. The Tampa Bay Rays. The Carolina Hurricanes. Who was their baseball team, by the way? Who was the baseball team you said?
Let me get back to it. Actually, the Washington Nationals.
That was the forgettable team.
The forgettable team.
Interesting.
Makes sense.
Because they haven't won anything.
They haven't done anything. And they kind of get lost in the shuffle because they were the Expos.
Yes.
But
which is what Kyle called them earlier.
Yes.
The Expos. I see the time. We probably need to take a break, don't we? Let's do that now. We'll come back, and more of East Carolina Sports Show on your ride home is just around the bend.